Unitarian Universalist congregation. This is a come as you are congregation. No matter who you are, what your faith, or who you love, you are welcome here. We acknowledge that the land we are on today is the traditional and ancestral homeland of the Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute nations and peoples. We recognize the indigenous peoples as original stewards of this land and all the relatives within it. Do we have any first-time visitors today? Would you like to raise your hand back there? Oh, great, welcome. Make sure we get your name and we can give you information on upcoming events. A few reminders. Next week, our service holds a collage of voices, of your voices. You still have time to answer the question, what was your things were never the same again story? If you would submit that via email to me, that would be great. Today at 7 p.m. is the Transgender Day of Remembrance and Resilience at First Congregational Church, 800 North Lincoln Avenue in Loveland. Reverend Dana will be participating in that. There are many events coming up in December, so be sure to check your emails, the website, the calendar, etc. The first is on Tuesday, December 6th at 7 p.m., the Holiday Healing Service, right here in the sanctuary. Now, if you would please turn to someone next to you and greet them and welcome them to the service.
So we're doing this next part together.
Okay.
Can we both sit up here? I don't know.
Sure.
Good morning, my friends. I'm so glad you're such good friends with each other. So beautiful. It's a joy to be with you this morning as I begin my first Sunday with you at Namakwa Unitarian Universalist Church. Our companions on this life journey are always changing. If you think about it, coming and going. You're all here this morning and so many of you know each other and you're welcoming each other, but we will only be a part of each other's lives for a time. One never knows how long. And nothing ever stays the same on this road either, does it? As we begin our journey together this morning, on this great caravan of the Namakwa Unitarian Universalist Church, I am filled with the hope of possibilities that await us and gratitude for the gift of being together and great anticipation for whatever is next.
Please join us in celebration of our time together with these opening words by Tess Baumberger. Please respond to each line with the words, "We travel this road together."
From the busyness of every day, we gather once a week to remember who we are, to dream of who we might become. We travel this road together.
As companions on this journey, we share the milestones we meet along the way. Individual moments of joy and sorrow become shared moments of comfort and celebration.
We travel this road together. We share this journey across differences of belief and opinion because we value diversity and because we care for one another. We travel this road together.
Today, as we take the next steps, let us notice our fellow travelers, the burdens that they carry, the songs that inspire their hearts.
We travel this road together. As we gather in beloved community, let us open the holy havens of our hearts and let us share the sacred places of our souls, for we are pilgrims who share a common path. We travel this road together. So today, we light this chalice with the spark of new beginnings, with the flame of dedication to each other, and with the growing light of love and justice in this world. Each week, we remember that we are promise making and promise breaking and promise remaking people. We are called not to be perfect, but to be faithful to one another. So join me as we speak our covenant together as a reminder of the promises we make in this gathered community. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its call. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Please rise. Gather the spirit, harvest the power, perfect fires will kindle. Oh, my favorite part. Do we have any kids here today that would like to join me by chance? Maybe they're all sick, like my grandchildren are. Well, nonetheless, we're kids, aren't we? Well, I am. I'll speak for myself. This being the Sunday before Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving is a challenging holiday for us these days, you know, because we know that the history that we were taught is not the history that perhaps really happened. So Native people, many Native tribes, see this as a day of mourning, Thanksgiving, not as a day of celebration. Yeah. And yet it is the Native people specifically the tribe that met the pilgrims, the Haudenosaunee, who taught them and teach us today about gratitude, about the power of gratitude. For you see, they recognize that all of nature is constantly giving to us. If you're not sure about that, take a breath. Right? Drink water. Think about what is in your body and in your blood and in your bones. And just the fact that you're alive in this moment is a precious gift. But how do we give back? Because the Haudenosaunee and other tribes all over the globe teach about the importance of reciprocity. If you are given something, you give something back. How do we give something back to nature? And the first thing that we are taught is that humans are uniquely capable of gratitude. And we give back to all of nature. We give back to the earth. We give back when we take time and recognize what has been given to us and hold it in our humble gratitude. Sound like a plan? And if you think about in our culture today, all the ways that we don't have gratitude, right? And how that damages our relationship. Our seventh principle talks about the interconnected web of life. And we so often forget that we are connected to everything. And yet it's right there in front of us with every breath. We're connected. So in the Onondaga language, they have a saying that they say every morning. It's very long because there's so much to be grateful for. But if we shared the entire thing, it would take up most of the service. And by the way, in case you're guessing, and I'm guessing some of you are, some of this information comes from the great book, Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah. So I want to share with you some of that greeting and just allow you to settle into your hearts the gratitude that you have. This is known as the words that come before all else. The words that come before all else. The Earth Mother. We are thankful to our Mother, the Earth, for she gives us all that we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk upon her. It gives us joy that she continues to care for us as she has from the beginning of time. To our Mother, we send greeting and thanks. I'm going to invite you to stand up if you want to play along. Maybe stomp on the earth wherever you're at, an acknowledgement of the earth and all that she has given us. And just take a moment and take that in. And we give thanks to all the waters of the world for quenching our thirst and providing us with strength. Water is life. We know its power in many forms: waterfalls and rain, mists and streams, rivers and oceans. With one mind, we send greeting and thanks to the Spirit of the water. Just imagine all the water in your life. Something that you recently drank, the saliva in your mouth, the blood that pulses through your veins. And with each one, they close with, now our minds are one. You want to say that with me? Now our minds are one. And the four winds, We are all thankful for the powers we know as the four winds. We hear their voices in the moving air as they refresh us and purify the air that we breathe. They help us to bring the change of seasons and give us strength. With one mind, we send our greeting and our thanks to the four winds. And now our minds are one. Yes. And the sun, it's coming in this way. We now send greetings and thanks to our eldest brother, the sun. Each day without fail, he travels the sky from east to west, bringing the light of a new day. He is the source of all our fires in life. With one mind, we send greeting and thanks to our brother, the sun. And now our minds are one. You may be seated. And now we have arrived at that place where we end our words. Of all the things we have named, it is not our intention to leave anything out. And of course, we did leave a whole bunch of stuff out, didn't we? Yeah. If something was forgotten, we leave it to each individual to send such greetings and thanks in their own way. Now our minds are one. So this Thanksgiving, return to the words that come before all else, the true teaching of gratitude, that if our ancestors had listened and learned, we would have a very different world today. May that be so. So my friends, I invite you into a brief meditation. If you would like to settle into a nice, relaxed, you can close your eyes or soften your gaze and just focus on this gift of breath, coming in and out. Maybe your breath is shallow, maybe not. It is almost like the air is breathing you in this ebb and flow of life. The air is given freely to you by the plants and the trees, and our deep and humble gratitude for the air that is our breath. And feel that water that now flows in your veins, pulsing life into every cell, down to your toes, up to the top of your head, out to the tips of your fingers, and all around, circulating new growth and cleansing. Our deep and humble gratitude for water and all it gives us. And feeling that earth that makes up our bones and minerals magically coming together to give us form and structure. Our deep and humble gratitude for the earth that is our bones. How about that spark of life that keeps you alive? The warmth that comes from within, that mystery of consciousness, the sparks of electricity connecting synapses and animating your being. Our deep and humble gratitude for the fire that is the animating energy of life. Let's just take a moment and feel the deep connection to all of life that is each and every one of us. And let us bring our hearts and minds together as one. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Tell you what, I'll sing a part and you sing it back. Shall we do it that way? Oh, we give thanks. Oh, we give for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Let's sing it again, one time through together. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. You guys are good singers. You guys are good singers. Like it. So in the spirit of gratitude for life, we are grateful for each other, those who are known and unknown, online, hello online folks, and in person, and all who are with us today. We are each in our own complicated cycles of life, ebbing and flowing through the joys and sorrows that life brings. If you have a joy or sorrow you would like to share with this congregation, please come forward. We'd like to do it from up here today. And let's make a line. Is it okay if I move this microphone so people don't have to go up the stairs? Am I going to cause any problems if I move this microphone? Okay. Right here. Come on up.
Hi, my name is Leo, and I have, let's say, a joy. It's a joy, really. We got a phone call at Friday morning, actually, 1 a.m. My son is a pilot, flew in a snowstorm, lands his plane safely from Pennsylvania. Then we get this phone call that he got in a wreck on I-25. So if we could come and take a look, and I went out and go get him, and the car spun around a couple of times, hit a concrete barrier, and it's totaled. And my son is absolutely fine. And that's the joy I wanted to share.
Oh, man. Great. Let's see. We hear you. We hold you. We care for you and your son. Thank you. So glad he's okay. Oh, please do. And if there's anyone here who it's easier for you to stay in your chair, just lift your hand up and we'll bring the microphone to you. Thank you.
On the eve of International Trans Day of Remembrance in Colorado Springs, there are currently 5 people who passed away, 18 are injured. Assailants went into an LGBTQAI plus bar and did their evil deeds. That's the sorrow. And the joy is every person in this room, every person that is connected to us, we are now as a human family, we're going to double down on our love and our encouragement, and we're going to change the world so that these kinds of incidents not only become less and less, but they don't happen anymore, because love will prevail.
May it be so. May it be so. We hear you. We hold you. We care for you. Thank you for bringing that up, Tam. I was going to mention that as well. Heartbreaking. Oh.
I don't need the microphone. Last time I had a nice long talk with Shirley Rawson. And she's doing great. Her husband's not. But she's doing great. She loves to walk. Her daughters are there, so she can walk with them. And they take care of her very well. Her husband right now is in rehab, and he hopes to come home for Thanksgiving, but he may have to go back again.
Great. Thank you, Alice. By the way, I know what you mean about not needing the microphone, but the folks on Zoom can't hear us if you don't use the mic. So there you go. At least I'm guessing that's true. Okay. Oh, thank you. We hear you. We hold you. We care for you. Thank you for the update, and may she be well. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Elaine, and I have a great joy that I gifted myself a trip to Mazatlan, Mexico for a yoga retreat with, some of you may know our dear Mo Garrity. She's been here several times and she's now living in Mazatlan, and it was absolutely refreshing, rejuvenating, fabulous. But the day after I got home, I had some bad news that my brother, who lives in Estes Park, and we see each other very often, was visiting his daughter in Florida and was on a bicycle ride and fell and broke his left hip. So plenty of prayers and good, healthy thoughts out to my brother, who I think it's fortunate he's recuperating in Florida and not here right now. So my brother's name is Rick. So thank you.
We hear you, hold you, we care for you. May he heal well and quickly.
My name is Rob, and I'm very happy that I get to go to the airport and pick up my kid today, coming in for Thanksgiving. And that tomorrow, my stepdaughter and her husband and our grandchild are going to be coming up as well. So much to be thankful for.
We hear you, we hold you, we care for you. And celebration with your family and all of us that have family coming together. Yeah, thank you. Good. Excuse me.
I just want to share joy. A month ago, we had a new member of the family born, Finn Peyton Gravel. He's doing great. It's so exciting to have a new baby in our family. I'm a great aunt. My parents are great grandparents. The beat goes on.
The beat goes on. We hear you. We hold you. We care for you. Congratulations for the beat going on. That's amazing. Oh, good. Yes, please.
Brenda Christensen said to please keep her husband Way in your thoughts. They are awaiting results of a thyroid biopsy.
Oh my, okay. Okay, we hear you, we hold you, we care for you.
And Tracy Jones asked to keep George in your thoughts as he is alone this week. He is shy and I am still out of town getting treatment.
Okay, we hear you, we hold you, we care for you.
And Marcia Lewin is in Western New York, where her mother passed away on Monday. 48 inches of snow certainly impacted her celebration of her life. We are especially staying close together, especially with the travel back.
Wow. We hear you, we hold you, we care for you. For all who are suffering pain and difficulties, hospitals, loneliness, difficulties with recovery, let us just say, we hear you, we hold you, and we care for you. Thank you. And I just want to say that all those who have experienced gun violence, such as what has happened once again, a mass shooting, this time targeting LGBTQIA in Colorado Springs. You know, what can we do but have compassion and hold them in our hearts and work for change. We hear each of them, we hold each of them, and we care for each of them. I want to say thank you to all the people who have contributed to making this service happen. My first service, it's fantastic. And I especially wanted to give a shout out to Lainey Poole, who is not able to be with us in person because she's at home taking care of her husband. But we're showing, that's one of her slides right now. She sent me 3 slides of her photography, and I'm sharing those with you today. So thank you, Lainey, for your photographs. I invite you to sing with me once again. Let's stand this time, shall we?
I don't know if you all know it, but we are a very generous and giving congregation. Each quarter, we make a donation to an agency that serves our area. This quarter, it's the Rocky Mountain Planned Parenthood. We have been able to give large sums of money for a small congregation. So I thank you for that, and I hope we will continue to give generously. Could our ushers come forward? We're not going to have you come back up, okay? You're not going to come back up. Oh, okay. So far, so good. I have to be careful not to improvise.
Once again, we give thanks for all of the generous donations that you give to make difference in people's lives here in the church and beyond in Planned Parenthood. You know, I was happy as a teacher for a long time, 17 years, in fact. I loved all the kids that I taught, no matter the age group. And it gave me such joy to light up their days and help them discover a new love for music, dance, storytelling, and performance. But one day, rather unexpectedly, it all started coming to an end. Nothing was wrong. I just knew that it was time to do something else. I loved the kids and I loved the music, but I felt stuck. It's like my normal everyday frame of mind was fine, but my deeper mind decided it was over without even consulting my everyday mind. You ever have that happen? Yeah. A bit shocking. I saw the suffering of the kids that I taught and their families, and I wanted to be in a position to be able to make more of a difference. And my heart and mind naturally gravitates towards spirituality for whatever reason I still do not know. So no matter what I am doing or where I am, I was also captivated by a deep longing to study the great mysteries of life and death. And I felt compelled to do more to bring healing into the world. So I was living in Greeley at the time, and one Sunday after church in Greeley, where I was living, some of you know this story already, I was sitting in the back row during a congregational meeting, you know those. I was half paying attention and half sleeping, quite frankly, when someone nominated me to be the vice president of the board. This is how it works, especially in small churches. I think I just about fell off my chair, and with hardly any time to think about it, I was voted in, and that was that. Until a couple of months later, when the board president resigned, and I was now the president of the church. And that church was mostly falling apart at that time. In that moment, something clicked in me. I swear I heard it and I felt it in every bone of my body. The purpose that I had been looking for just unexpectedly found me. And I felt energized and excited to save that little church. Within a few months, people were coming back and attendance was going up and up some more. Then we had a chance to buy a church building for the first time in 30 years. Y'all know what that's like. They waited even longer. And we jumped at it. We also hired a part-time minister, and things were really taking off. And then people started asking me, have you thought about going to ministry, to seminary? And that question just would not let me go. So I finally decided to take one class at Isla to check it out. Well, let's just see. Almost instantly, I felt like I had fallen in love into a great love affair that I had been looking for my whole life. I was surrounded by people who were passionate about spirituality and transforming the world. There was absolutely no going back now. So I quit teaching in the middle of the year, which was a heartbreaking, and some thought it was a completely insane thing to do. Well, I was excited because my dream of working with people committed to living the values of justice, mercy, compassion, healing, and understanding might actually be possible. So, do you have quotes that you live with, that you keep close by in your head? Certain quotes that are really meaningful to you? For me, one of those quotes is by the poet Adrienne Rich. My heart is moved by all I cannot save. So much has been destroyed that I have to cast my lot, perversely, with no extraordinary power, with those who reconstitute the world. I realized I was looking for those I could cast my lot with, those who together, age after age, with no extraordinary power, would work together to reconstitute the world. I was looking for courageous partners to help me love the world back into being. Now, there's an old Hindu story that tells about how the gods and goddesses were concerned that those clever human beings were going to discover the secret of life. Do you know this story? You might. So they decided to hide the secret of life somewhere to keep it from ever being found by those curious humans, those troublesome beings. And they had many ideas. Let's hide it on the dark side of the moon. They're never going to make it there. Or let's hide it at the bottom of the sea. And then another goddess suggested, well, let's hide it inside a tree. In the end, they decided to hide the secret of life deep in the human heart. And they were confident that humans were never going to find it there. Well, it occurs to me that the human heart is actually like a seed. It cannot grow and transform and flourish and come alive and bloom without breaking first. The secret of life is found in the broken heart, not in the head, but in the heartbreak that gives rise to mercy and compassion. We are transformed when we allow our hearts to break open and begin to grow. It is this truth that holds the deepest meaning and purpose of our UU faith. We come to church to grow our hearts. Now, I have also learned that in order to be in harmony with the world, we must live in that flow of reciprocity that we were talking about earlier. Gratitude is the natural gift we give back for all of nature as it gives us life in every moment of every day. But it occurs to me that compassion is the reciprocity that we give for the suffering of the world. But once again, this is our seventh principle. We are all connected. And if we ignore those moments where we are called into compassion, we keep our heart closed. We do not provide the reciprocity, and everything stays hidden, closed down, not alive in our hearts. This long and winding road of ministry has taken me to 5 other congregations since leaving Greeley. And I have learned that our UU congregations are filled with deeply compassionate people who are also motivated by the heartache of the world's suffering. And it is clear to me in just less than 3 weeks that you also know this very well. In fact, I can tell that it is one of your greatest strengths. There I go, preaching to the choir. Already, I have been moved and touched deeply by the beautiful, open-hearted people that I have met so far in 2.5 weeks. And having known Laurel to be a very beautiful, kind, and open-hearted person, I want you to know that I see her reflected in you every day. Yes, it has been a long and winding road for me that has finally brought me to your door, a place that together I hope we each call home. I am honored to be with you and to serve this congregation. I look forward to all the ways that we partner together as I cast my lot with you. And together, time and time again. May we constitute the work of our growing hearts. May we continue the work of our growing hearts and reconstitute the world again and again with no extraordinary power. Now, one of my favorite spiritual resources is the Beatles. They understood reciprocity very well, and they said it best. And in the end, the love you make, take the love you take, is equal to the love you make. May it be so, my friends. And now I would like to invite our board president, Sally Henry, to please come forward. As we begin our shared ministry together, partnering to do the ministry of the church, we are creating a flow of reciprocity. Let us honor our Unitarian Universalist tradition of covenanting in this flow of reciprocity, of giving and sharing and taking and agreeing with one another. So, you want to look off of
Yeah,
here? Yeah,
it's better.
make your life easier.
This is not my thing. Thank you. Paper is my thing.
I knew that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So my friends, I covenant to treat each and every person with respect and kindness in our work together, recognizing the unique, rich life that each of you brings. I agree to speak the truth as I see it, with compassion, gentleness, and care. I will promise not to hit my microphone. I will embody the values of Unitarian Universalism in the work that I do. I promise to provide professional and spiritual guidance and encouragement when needed and wanted in our never-ending journey of growing into our best selves. I commit to leading you through the process of renewal and discovery as we move through this interim time together. And I covenant to have healthy boundaries, not working more than 48 hours per week. Yes, my family is here to attest that they will hold me to this, not working more than 48 hours per week and taking time off regularly to rest and renew myself. And lastly, I commit to being a faithful partner in the shared ministry of this church, collaborating with the ministries and committees as we renew the vitality of this great organization.
And Dana, we covenant with you and each other to treat each other with respect and kindness in our work together. We agree to speak the truth as each of us see it, with compassion, gentleness, and care. As each person journeys on their own path toward their best selves, we accept your guidance and support when needed and wanted. We promise to fully engage with the interim process and to do the work of renewal and rediscovery of our evolving Namakwa Yuyu culture. We commit to respecting your time by not asking you to work more than 48 hours a week and respecting your time away, acknowledging the importance of good self-care. And we commit to working together as a faithful partner in the shared ministry of the church by including you in all of our ministries and committees and in all the ways we live out our vision and the mission of our church. And now The congregation will join me in covenant together by reading with this covenant. We begin our journey together. May this covenant remind us of the value of our mutually supportive relationship. May it become a solid foundation for our new beginning together. Grounded in the spirit of gratitude and reciprocity, we give our blessing and thanks. Welcome. Ina.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. My universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder. As I ply the starry sea, leaning on the ancient wonder, asking questions into the deep. With my ship's companions, all we kindred spirits flow, making our way by the light of our heavens in beautiful I give thanks to the waves enfolding me, healing winds that drink me high, guiding me that sea before me. Keep the sky my sailing sun. I have heard of all the fathoms, never harbor nor port have I known. My universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my
My friends, it is this moment that I have the great privilege of giving you blessings as you go into your day and into your week. And today I would like to sing that blessing. Oh, may all beings be well and happy. May all beings be free from strife. May all beings return to love. Peace be with you forever.